are back, and it is a new day. So good morning to you. So let me move this guy out of my way, right? Okay, so we are now done with all of our pages, and we are going to go ahead and put our hinge and our pages inside of our book. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink down I'm going to go ahead and zoom on down to the desk. Okay. So now we are going to go ahead and put our hinge into our book. Okay, so since we already have our tape on the back of our hinge, okay, we are going to go ahead and put tape on the hinge part itself. Okay, and so what we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead, you're going to grab your tape, put this on your hinge, and you're just going to go ahead and place that right on the edge of that fold, okay? And you're going to do the front side and the back side of that hinge part, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on there just like that. And then I can go ahead and, all right, so you're just going to do it just like that. And I'm going to move my book out of the way. All right, hand in my paper. Okay. So you're just going to put your tape, and I am using my 1/4 inch tape for this. And then you're going to do the back side. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do that part, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put my tape on my hinge, the front and the back of both sides of it. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and grab my book, and we are going to go ahead and put this hinge right on top of there, and it should fit perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and remove the tape. Okay, so I've got my hinge down on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place some glue on that. All right, so now I'm grabbing it by my hinge, and where our cover edge ends right here, see, you want to place it on the edge of that. Okay, and that's the inside of when we covered the inside of our book. So it measures up right at the same length of your hinge. Okay, and then just close your book so you know it's even. Okay, and then go ahead and press it down, and just press that down just like that. Okay, and I'm just double checking, triple checking, making sure it's even in there. Okay, and then I go ahead and I go with my thumb up and down. Okay, and then I'll get and then if I have any glue that is seeping through, I'll grab my little wipey here. Okay, and I just go along the top of that. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my little scraper. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and press down. And I just do the middle part, and I just slide over the hinge. Okay, and I do press pretty hard. Okay, and I do that for my own benefit because I want to make sure that it is on there nice and good. And this is not going to come up at all. Okay, so yeah, so it is on there, guys. It's on there good. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our pages. Yay! And I went ahead and numbered my pages. Okay, and so we have our page 1 here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I went ahead and numbered my pages with a little thing, and I'm just going to take those out so they don't get it. And I'm going to go ahead and take that off of there. Okay. And you're going to make sure that you have your opening right here, okay? Once you have your opening, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so y'all can see a little bit better. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and stick your hand all the way in there, okay? And I always do this just to kind of get it flexible, so when I slide this in, it will slide in easy, okay? And I'm going to add glue to this part as well. So I will be adding my glue to the back of the tape here, okay? So I'm going to add my glue here and add my glue to the front. Okay, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I do this because, like I said, I just feel like I get a better adhesion for my pages. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up my book, and where your tape ends, okay, see, like right here, after you peel the backing off of your tape, you're going to have a little ridge right there where your tape is. That's where you want to make sure that your book ends, or I mean your page fits completely over that tape. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip that on in there. If it opens up for me, there we go. There we go. Okay. And again, I'm just slipping this right over that tape, making sure it's even with the bottom of that tape. Okay. And I'm just using my finger to place that in there. Okay. Oop. Okay. There we go. Just like that. Fold it over. And I want to make sure that this side is adhered as well. So there we go. And then there is that piece. So there is page 1 on our hinge. And look at it, it's so nice. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then of course that will not flap around because we will have these in here like that. And then that will help it stay, right? So there's that piece. So now we've got page 2. So now I'm just going to go ahead, take the backing off of here. And I am standing up. I have to stand up when I do this, you guys. Oh my gosh. So yeah. And I've got little fuzzies laying around. I was playing around with some cotton balls earlier. And so now I've got fuzzies all over. Okay. So same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my glue. And I'm going to go ahead and put my glue here. And my glue on the back. And I'm just going to go ahead and rub that in. Here is my page 2. I'm opening up my pocket and I am making sure that it's kind of flexible to open. I go ahead and fit that right over that tape, okay? There we go. And I'm just looking for the edge of that tape. Okay, there it is. Once I find it, I go ahead and I just pinch it, okay? And then once I pinch it down, I just go ahead and then I can go ahead and find the other pieces, or not find, I can go ahead and pinch down the rest of that and go ahead and just go ahead and burnish that in the best you can. Okay, and I just move my fingers along the top of that. Okay, and definitely can open that up, your pockets up, varnish it down. There we go. The other side. So you could open this up here and burnish this down here, just like that. Okay. There we go. Okay, and any pencil marks that you see, I'm definitely gonna, I'll erase. So like there's a pencil mark there. And I'll erase all my pencil marks so they don't show. So there we go. So all right, so now we're just going to do page 3 and 4, and I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this. Okay guys, so there is our book. So we've got all of our pages in, and I made the gussets extra large so you can definitely stick other things in here, and our little lace here that we tied up here will not interfere with your book laying flat. Okay, so there is your book. So, and we don't need a closure for this book because it lays so nice. You do not need a closure if you don't want one. So there is that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and cover the front of our book. Yay! So I'm going to go ahead and get those pieces ready, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So we're going to go ahead and be covering our album now, and I am so excited. Oh! So okay, I cut both the front and the back of the mats for the book. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and cover our book now, and your piece to cover the spine is going to be 3 by 3/8 by 10, okay? And then the front and back piece I cut at 9 by 10, okay? So they will fit over the whole, about the whole piece. They'll leave probably a little bit of a border, but basically they're going to cover the entire album. I loved this paper so much. I just couldn't cut it up. So it was really hard for me to cut this paper. So it's going to fit over our book just like this. And then of course we still have we're going to be making our own flowers with the Arianna Heartfelt die and stamp set. Okay. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're also going to be sticking some other goodies on here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this, and then I'm going to show you real quick. So once this lays on here like this, okay, this is 9 by 10, and I already put adhesive on the back of all of my pages, all of my mats. This is going to sit on here like this, okay? So right on top of the spine, okay? And you may have to cut it down just a tad to fit on there. So you may have to cut it like another, maybe at 3 1/4. So, but I just left it like that. Okay, and then of course this piece right here is the back piece, and that is going to be just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cover my book, all right, and then I'll be right back. Hi y'all. Okay, so I covered my book and look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, you guys. It looks so good. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, you know, what we're going to do, I was going to stick some of the beautiful lace on the sides of this, but I think instead of doing that, I am going to go ahead and place these flat back pearls on the sides, just right on the in between right here. Okay, but we are going to go ahead and do that after we get everything on and finished decorated in the inside of the book. So for the inside of the book right here on our first page here, okay, and I'm going to scoot on over. Here we go. Scoot on over and go down a bit. All right. What we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead and grab, remember I told you guys, you know, these are the front cover of the packet, and this has this on here. You're only going to need one of these, okay? And what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and use this piece right here for some pockets, okay? And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I like to use some of the front parts of the main page, which I just love doing because I like using everything that comes with the set. So, so here we're going to go ahead and cut it right where this blue is. So it's right where this little piece right here cuts off. So we're going to cut this down right here. You're going to leave the border part. So see where it's the peach or the coral part right here. You're going to cut above that line. So all of this part right here is going to be gone. You're going to have that really nice border, peach border right there. And then here on this side, on the end or the bottom part, you're going to cut all of this part off. And then from the blue down, you're going to cut off. Okay. So you're going to keep the border of this peach here and then the one up on top. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and cut my piece off, and there is what I have left. Okay, so all of those pieces from the top and bottom are gone. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and you're going to slit or make a slit in between each of these. Okay, so what we're going to do though is instead of doing each one, you are actually going to do every other one. So in other words, you're going to make one here, okay, right in between this piece and this piece. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys again. There we go. Okay, so here is where you're going to go ahead and get your X-Acto knife. And if you don't have an X-Acto knife, you can definitely just use your scissors. What you're going to do is for your scissors, you just want to go ahead and try to poke a little hole right in there and then just kind of cut up, okay? Or if you don't feel comfortable, just make a little slit and that, like in your paper, and then use your scissors to cut. You're not going to go all the way up or all the way down. You're going to leave about 1/4 of an inch from the top and the bottom, okay? So if you wanted to, you can definitely get your ruler and make a little line on that, okay? So I'm trying to look for my ruler here. Okay. So basically what I do is I'll just go ahead and make a nice little about 1/4 of an inch, and you know, or even maybe from that peach line, just go up and down, okay? But if you really wanted just 1/4 of an inch, I would just go ahead and turn this like this. Get your ruler, okay? And you can definitely just measure 1/4 inch, okay? And I'm going to try to bring that down. There we go. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to get my pencil, and I'm just going to make a little tiny what do you call it? I'm just going to make a little tiny tick mark, okay, right here. Okay, and I'm trying to get it to where I can see it, so it's not so light. And then same thing here. I'm just going to grab this part and make a little tiny tick mark, okay, where 1/4 inch is. All right, and I'm going to draw a really thin line across that. All right, so I'm just going to try to match these two up just like that, okay, and then draw a little line across those, so that way I know where to stop. Okay, you can barely see my line. See it? And I can erase that later. So once I get this on my paper, I can go ahead and erase that. So same thing here on the bottom. I'm just going to line this up, okay, just right on the edge. Make my little tick mark here, okay. Line this up. Make my little tick mark right there. Line those lines up. So this tells me where I need to stop when I'm doing my lines across the top or across this. Okay, so put that off to the side. Grab this. All right. So we're going to make a line from our tick mark, okay, our line, and then to this one here. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and grab this and then just make a straight line all the way down. Now you guys know me in straight lines, right? And I don't know why I can draw a straight line when I'm using my X-Acto knife, but I cannot do it when I'm cutting or drawing. So I have no idea why. So, okay, so the next one, you're going to do this one. So you're going to skip this one and do this one. So again, you're going to go ahead, grab that tick mark area, okay, and then just go ahead and go all the way down. Okay, to that line where we drew from our tick mark right here. Okay, so far you should have it look like this, and sometimes you may need to help it along, okay, and opening it up. And this paper is pretty thick, you guys. I'm not even kidding. It's really sturdy, strong paper. So I'm just preparing y'all that, you know, this paper is awesome. This is the first time I've ever worked with Mintay paper, so, and I have to tell you, I am pretty impressed. So I'm going to go ahead and help this along here. Okay, just like that. All right, so you should have this opening, and now you're going to go ahead and do it right here. Okay, so again, from one end to the other. Okay, just like that. See? Okay, now here you will have a larger pocket area, and that's okay. Don't worry about that. But this right here is going to be where we slide in your little things here. So you're going to turn it this way, okay? And so here is where we're going to go ahead and, let's see here, 2 and 2. Good. guess we could go ahead and do that one too. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make this one too. Okay, a pocket. And if we change our mind, we could always glue it down. So, all right, so you're going to cut on this third one here. Okay. Right at that blue line. Okay. Just like that. So now you've got that. So now you've got some little places to slide some things in, right? Now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and bring this over. Okay, your book. You're going to bring your book over. All right. And you are going to go ahead and set it here. Now, if you wanted to, you can erase your marks, okay? No one, you know, unless, I mean, if you're selling it or giving it away, you can definitely go ahead and just erase those marks there, okay? And then you're just going to go ahead and put that on there like that, okay? Before we put this on here, you want to make sure that you erase your marking on your paper that we did, okay? And I'm going to show you how to lay this down. So this piece right here and this piece are going to lay flat, okay, on here like this, okay? So they're not going to be able to open, all right? They're going to lay flat. These pieces are going to be left open, and you're only going to glue down this around the outer edge here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab my tape, and then we'll, and I'm going to tape that up. So let's go ahead and grab our adhesive, okay? And just grab my adhesive here. Whoop, I got pearls all over. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my adhesive, and I'm just going to lay my adhesive all the way down here. Okay. So right on the edge of the paper, the little paper we just cut, okay? Alrighty. Don't you just love that on the back? I'm glad that we have one that we didn't do. So we'll have to cut out all of those little pretty things there. Oh my gosh, those butterflies are so pretty, you guys. I absolutely love that. So pretty. Look at those balloons. They're so pretty too. Okay, so there we go. So now what we're going to do is we are just going to go ahead and you are going to stick that on here. So just like that, okay? So you're just going to go ahead and stick that on there. I've got some adhesive that I need to cut off of there. I'm going to erase my marks, stick this on here like this, okay? And then we're going to decorate the bottom part of this too, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. Hi guys, so here is what my front looks like. Okay, this is the front inside cover. So and I went ahead and laid down my frames here, and then I just kind of I fussy cut out the little rose and some of the butterflies from the cut apart sheet. And then yeah, so that is finished now. So now we're going to work ourselves to the back cover. Okay, and for the back cover, we are going to do waterfalls. Okay, now I know you all probably get tired of me doing waterfalls, but I love them because it's a way to put a lot of pictures together in one area, and I think that it's, you know, it's just so beneficial for, you know, a photo album. So I went ahead and cut out some pieces. Okay, so for this, we're going, since we're not using magnets, we are going to create a couple of belt loops. Okay, so you're going to cut out 2 little pieces, and you should have some little strips in your stash that are about this size, and these are a 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. Okay, you're going to score on either side a 1/2 inch. Okay, so when we put them onto our book, it's going to look like that. Okay, so that's going to be like the belt loop. All right, so you're going to need 2 of those. All right, I'm going to stick those over here so I don't lose them. And then you're going to need 2 pieces, and I went ahead and papered mine already, but you're going to need 2 pieces that are 1 by 9 1/4. So 1 by 9 1/4, okay? And you're going to score a 1/2 inch on the left-hand side of the 9 1/4 inch side on your scoreboard, okay? So you're going to need 2 of these, and then of course I just used some strips that were in my in our scrap pile, okay, to cover this. All right, so you're going to need 2 of these. That's going to be. And then what you're going to need, okay, for our waterfalls, you're going to need to cut out 12 of these. All right, and these are going to be for the little cut apart frames that are on our sheets. Okay, so you have sheets that look like this, and I just have this one left. So you have sheets that look like this. Now you can use whatever ones you want. You can use either all of these, or you can use the back set, which is some of these, and I kind of mixed mine up. So I know once I put my pictures on, I'll be covering up some of the little flowers or the butterflies. But you know what you can do is you can always grab your X-Acto knife and cut around the butterflies, or you can cut around the flower, okay, and just slide your picture behind that, okay? Just make sure that when you lay these down, you do not glue the butterflies or the flowers down, or, you know, whatever you would like, okay? So, so like this, I think I have one that has this on it. I'm going to put on there, and I may just leave it and just use this for journaling or something. I don't know, but or you could put your picture on top of that. So, you know, because you still have a really nice, pretty blue background on there. So, okay, so there is that. So you'll need, and what you're going to need is 24 of these. So you have plenty of these to cut out from all of your sheets that you've got, okay? So, because you're going to need 12 here and then 12 here. All right. So for these, you're going to need to cut out 12, 3, you're going to need 12, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, okay, inch little photo mats, okay? And you're going to only have 6 down here and 6 up here, okay? And that's why I was saying, and then you'll need 12 of these, and so 6 on the front, and then when you turn it over, you'll do 6 on the back, okay? So you'll need 12 frames altogether, okay? So, alrighty. So for these, I'm not going to cut these frames out and put acetate windows in these. You can if you want to, okay? But for myself, I'm just going to go ahead and leave them like this, and put the frames up on top of the waterfall mat, okay? And but like this here, we did do this one where we cut the middle section out and we put the acetate, and we left these open to slide our pictures down, okay? And there is adhesive on the back of these, so once you do put your pictures down, you can lay the, you know, close it like this and adhere it down. But for the waterfall, I'm not going to do that, okay? But like I said, you are more than welcome to go ahead and cut out all of the middle sections and lay your acetate on them if you want to. All right. And so what I'm going to do is, for my first part of my waterfalls, I actually am going to put these on there. And these are just, I'm going to go ahead and put these on here, and I like these because you can write, you know, what is in this section of your waterfall. So if you wanted to, you could put names or do a date and, you know, at the park, or, you know, if this book is for a wedding, you can definitely put wedding photos or the dance photos or something like that. So I thought this would be really pretty. This paper is so pretty that you can use this for a wedding. You can use it for birthday, you know, just nice spring, maybe even graduation photos or something, you know, a quinceañera, if you know, you do, you know, 16th birthday parties or anything like that. Even for like to remember your loved ones, you know. So I thought that would be really nice too. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and we are going to lay down our arms, okay? And like I said, one arm is going to go here, okay? And to do that, we're going to go ahead and glue one arm behind the first waterfall, okay? So let's go ahead and get our glue. I'm just going to put some glue right on that little arm right there. And I'm just going to zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. So I'm just putting some glue right on that edge there. Okay, where we scored. And I'm just going to put that right in the middle. Okay. And there we go. Alrighty. So how's that? Okay, and you're going to do the same thing for the other one too. Okay, since this one here is going, I guess it really doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and do another one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this right here. Okay, and I'm going to grab this one and we're going to go ahead and stick that right in the middle, just like that. Okay. Just like that. All right, and I've got some glue back there. That's okay. And there we go. So there is that one. So once we get our little arms placed onto our waterfall pieces, okay, we're going to go ahead and set them up just like this. Okay, and I'm going to set this one down, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it like about a 1/4 inch above the seam from down here. Okay, and then same thing here. I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and lay these down. All right, and they're just going to be going the same way. They're not going to flap different. Now you can lay yours differently if you wanted to do that. If you make mini albums a lot, then you can definitely go ahead and do that. Kind of like what I did for my Christmas album, where they flipped the opposite way. So that was really fun. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay that right there. Okay, making sure that it's straight. And I'm also making sure that I'm not in that seam. Okay, see, I'm not in that seam there. Okay, so that's not going to affect anything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down here, and then we will lay down our belt loop, and that will help our items to stay, our waterfall to stay closed. Okay, and again, I'm just going to go ahead and press that down, making sure that everything's lined up good. And I'm about a 1/4 inch maybe from the bottom of the seam. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, but I want enough room in between these so that way they don't hit each other. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, and I'm just going to go ahead and burnish this down. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, now if you want to, you can lay these all down, or you can go ahead and you can put all of your items on first and then lay these down, okay, which is usually what I do. But just to show you how this is going to look, I'm going to go ahead and lay this one down. All right. And again, I thought that this was really pretty. I like the front of this, and you can, definitely you can journal a little something on here, and I thought that would be so pretty. So, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay this right on here like that. Okay. Just like that, okay? And then you flip it over, and then again, you're just going to go ahead and take one of your pieces, okay? And you can put it on like this. And again, you might want to go ahead and put these on before you lay all these down. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of my frames on top of my waterfall pieces, and then we'll go ahead and we'll come back and put this together, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished backing all of my waterfall cards with the frames that we cut out. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and lay these down. And I went ahead and laid one down already, but what you're going to do, okay, if you're new to making a waterfall, on your little flap here where we scored, okay, the 1/2 inch, okay, you're going to put your glue on that flap, okay, and where the fold is on your right hand side, okay, when you put the glue on. When you turn it this way to your left side, now the flap or the fold is going to be on your left hand side, and you are going to butt that up, okay, you're going to butt that little card up right against that other 1/2 inch flap that is adhered down, okay, and then you can go ahead and adhere that down just like that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you again. So with this 1/2 inch flap, okay, you're going to make sure that it's on your right hand side when you put your glue on or your tape, okay? And then once you get that on, okay, you're going to go ahead and turn it, and now your fold is going to be on your left hand side. You're going to go ahead and butt that up, okay, the fold is now going to be on the inside, and you're going to butt this little card up right against the little flap that we just adhered down, okay, and you're just going to go ahead and make sure that's even, all right, and you're going to go ahead and burnish that down. Okay, just like that. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, and then once you get all of these done, okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these for you with you. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I think I wanted that one there. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on here. Okay. Again, I'm just going to butt that up right there, just like that. Okay, and let me zoom in so when I do the last one you might be able to see a little bit better. Okay, and like I said, if you're new, this is an easy. Waterfalls seem intimidating, they really do, but once you get the hang of it, they are, I love them. So I really think that it's a way to put a lot of pictures inside of get a lot of pictures inside of your book. So again, you're just going to go ahead and make sure that fold is now on your left hand side and butt that up against the one that we just laid down. Okay. Whoops. Just like that. Sometimes it'll slide on you. It's okay. So you just want to make sure that it's butt up against that. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you can go ahead and fold that back and go ahead and burnish that down just like that, okay? And there you go. So there is your one waterfall. Now we can go ahead and we can lay down our little, let's lay down our little belt loops, okay? So For our little belt loops, okay, you're just going to go ahead and whatever, I'm going to go ahead and lay them like this. Okay, so for the belt loop, we're going to go ahead and just set this over just like that, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and place some glue right on those little pieces right here, okay, right on those little ends that we scored. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and place this right over the belt, okay, or the arm. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure that my arm is straight so I know exactly where I want to place this little belt loop. Okay, I call it a belt loop, but you know, it looks like a belt loop. so okay, so just like that, and then you can go ahead and take that off. And then one thing that I do want to let you know is you want to grab your bone folder, okay, and make sure that you go ahead and just, you know, press down on those little pieces that were adhering down, okay, and you can go ahead and squeeze the belt loop open a little bit, okay. This will help kind of have guide it to where it's opened and it, you know, so it's not so stiff to put your arm through it, okay. So that way it just goes in there just like that, and it'll hold our little waterfall in place. So again, we're going to go ahead and move these out of the way, and let's go ahead and do our other arm, okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and make these go this way, back, put glue on here, okay, just like that. Alrighty, and I'm going to go ahead and just put this right over it, make sure it's straight. Bring it down a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to scoot it over just a bit. Just so it's kind of even with the other one that we just stuck on. Okay. Alrighty. And I'm just kind of burnishing it in with my fingers. I'm going to lift that up and away. And I'm going to grab my bone folder and again make sure that I'm burnishing down those little tabs that we're gluing down. Okay, so there we go. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going to turn out so nice, so pretty. So there we go. So there is that. And then we just can go ahead and we can put on the remaining of our little frames here. Okay. And for this here, I'm just going to go ahead and erase that. Okay. So there we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase that. All right. And if you want to, okay, now, on here, okay, if you want to, you can definitely put let's say another, you know, you could put a mat behind here. So if you wanted to, you could grab one of your scrap pieces, and I'm just going to grab one of these scrap pieces. Here we go, something like this. Okay, and you could, so that way you could lay a picture on here, or you know, whatever you want, but you could definitely lay, you don't have to leave this whole thing white. Okay, you could definitely just lay a piece on here like this, okay, for like another picture or whatever. For this part right here, okay, like you have the gussets on here, and you'll have gussets on here, you can start taking your little your little scrap pieces like this and just laying them on there. And that'll be a nice little finish for the gussets that you have here on your waterfall. Okay, those 1/2 inch pieces. And you could just lay those through each piece here like this. Okay, and it just adds a nice finished look to that. And same thing with your gussets in your book. Okay, you can just go ahead and add a nice little piece right there, and it just adds a little bit of a finished look to your album. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that. I'm going to finish putting in all of this here, and then we're going to come back and we are going to start making our flowers for the front of our book. All right, so I will be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. So now we're going to go ahead and use our Arianna Bloom stamp from Heartfelt Creations, and with the Heartfelt Creations Arianna Bloom dies. And right now what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and use my Versamark, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over my stamp, okay, with my Versamark. And I'm going to emboss this, and I'm just using some clear embossing powder. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and stamp over it just like this. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my embossing powder, and it's just clear embossing powder. If you want, you can use whatever you'd like as far as color wise. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a scratch piece of paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and tap this powder off on here. Okay, just like that. Okay, and so you'll be left with an image like this that you're just going to go ahead and heat up. Okay, so once you go ahead and you emboss, your flower should come out a little bit shiny, just like this. Okay, and I'm going to stick this powder right back into my little vial here. Okay, and it's just crystal clear embossing powder. Okay, and then you'll need your heat tool, and you will need, if I can fit my heat tool in here. This is called a heat tool. In case you're new to scrapbooking or you're new to crafting, this is what you'll need to heat up the embossing powder. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead, and I just want to explain real quick before I move on. You can do these one of two ways. You can do them with the embossing, okay, just like this, or you can just use your regular paper, okay. And I use an embossing buddy from Stampin' Up that I've had in my supplies for a long time. But what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead, and this helps remove some of that static from the paper. Okay, so before you put your stamp down, and I'm going to go ahead and show you, not only can you do it with your flowers as embossing, but if, let's say, you didn't want to do embossing, okay, you can definitely grab your ink. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the Summer Sky Blue. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and press over this. Okay, just like this. Alrighty. And that should be good enough. Then you can bring your paper back over here, and you can go ahead and stamp. And I'm just stamping over in the corner because that way I have all this other room to do some flowers in. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stamp over here. I need to leave a little bit of room so I can fit the die on top. Okay, just like just like that. And then just press down. Okay, just like that. So there are your blue flowers. So you can also do that. And I'm going to show you how to do, both of them. This one, we're going to go ahead and you're just going to cut them out the same, and, do them the same way. But I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to go ahead and do another set of blue. Okay. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these flowers out, and then I'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and made some flowers, and I colored some in already, and I want to go ahead and just zoom in and share with y'all what I've done so far. So I went ahead and you saw me stamp these in the summer sky blue, right? And so what I did was I went ahead and cut them out with the die, and then I colored them in with the pink, Angel Pink and Memento ink. Okay, so these are the inks that I'm using. Okay, so these are the inks that I'm using, and so those are the two. And then I went ahead and already did a couple of flowers with the stamen. Okay, and these were the this one is actually one of the flowers that I did the embossing on, the white embossing, and then I just colored it in with the pink and the blue. Okay, and then I did the flat back pearls in the middle along with the stamen. Okay, and the stamens just look like this. So when you cut the stamens out, you get a couple of different sizes. Okay, and they just look like that. All right, so that's what they look like. All right, and so I went ahead and stuck those in the middle, and then this one is a larger flower, and I have about four or five layers on this one, and then I stuck a few of the stamens inside there with a flat back pearl. Okay, and to get the ridges on the flowers, I went ahead and used my 3D Floral Basic Shaping Mold. So it's just the basic shaping mold for all of the flowers, and you can use these with any of the flowers from Heartfelt Creations or any die I think that you have. So I went ahead and made a couple of little roses. Okay, and this one has some blue tint in it. All right, and then this one is just pink. This one is actually from the again with the white embossing powder that I did, and then this one was just, I think this one was made with whoops sorry, this one was made with the stamping with the blue ink, and then I did the pink, colored in the pink ink inside. Okay, and then here we have the little blue flowers from the set, okay, from the stamp set. And let's see here. So those little tiny blue flowers, I just went ahead and took out most of them from the ones that I cut out with the die, and I colored them with the blue because they kind of remind me of the little blue flowers in our paper set. And I'm going to go ahead and put the flat back pearls in the middle of them. Okay, so I'm going to set those off to the side and finish those up later. So right now, I just wanted to share with you real quick how you can mold your flowers. If you don't have the basic die or the basic mold set, shaping mold for your flowers, I went ahead and colored these already, and I'm just going to go ahead and what you do is you go ahead and you just squirt your flowers with water. Okay, this kind of helps break up the fibers in the in the flower, in the paper. Okay, it just kind of helps break up those little fibers, and it also helps to set the flower so when they dry, and they're easier to mold, okay, when they're wet, and when they dry, they're stiffer, so they aren't so flimsy, okay, and they don't tear, okay. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and set these ones off to the side, and I'll probably have to like re-squirt these later, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and so what I usually do is I go ahead and turn it over, and you can see there's many tutorials on YouTube on how to shape your flower, okay, for Heartfelt Creations. So you can, and I think Shelly has one on her video channel as well, her YouTube channel, okay. So there's that, all right. And then usually what I do is I go ahead and I just crunch it. I just push them together. Now there's several ways you can do this. You can also use your tweezers. Okay, a lot of people do that, and they just go ahead and crunch it like this. Okay, just kind of helps it shape it a little bit more. For me, I like to do it by hand, so it's just easier for me to do it that way. Okay, but you can use the tweezers for that. All right, and I just crunch it inward like this. So this is if you're doing it by hand. Okay. Once I get this crunched in like this, okay, you can set it off to the side to let it dry. All right, and mine is already drying. These dry pretty quick, you guys, so you don't have to wait too long because you're just misting it. You're not like getting it sopping wet, right? So once you get it dry, you can go ahead and just kind of flatten this out, all right? And this is how I do it. Then I go ahead and I start right here, okay? And I work down. So right in the middle part, or like right at that base, and work inward, okay? Just like that. Once I get that, to make my flowers fold over, I kind of grab the small base and I just go back and forth on that tip of that flower. Okay, because I don't know why, I like my flowers how they fold over. So when I'm putting them together, okay, when I'm putting them together, they kind of have a little curve at the end of that little petal there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and then I'm going to grab this one here. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to work it down, okay, like this. All right, and I just do like the edges of that petal. If you've been making flowers for a while, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you are new to crafting, there are tons of my best. I would watch Heartfelt Creation flowers, but I mean there are lots of videos out there that show you how to make flowers. So, and I just go ahead and squeeze these in. So this is how I used to make flowers. So now I use the molding die. So, or not the molding die. I use the molding shaping mold. I use the shaping mold. Now I use the shaping mold to make my flowers. Okay. So there is that, and then I'm just going to go ahead and right at that base, bring in that petal again, just like that. Okay, and then I've already I went over these, and I'm just bringing those turning those back, the little petal parts right here. Okay. Like I said, I don't know why I like my petals like that. So again, and I'm just going to keep doing this here, and I'm going to fast forward. Okay, so now I'm going to make a little tiny bud, and what you want to do is just grab your the tip of your little stylus, and you want to start at the top and then just work down. Okay, again, you just want to work downward. Okay, and it's going to curve in, and that's okay. That's exactly what you want. All right, and you're just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, just like that. All right, till it curves in. And then once you get this how you want it curved in, okay, then you can go ahead and pick that up and just bring that in all together. And you can kind of squeeze it a little bit. It's not going to hurt it, okay? And there you go. So you can go ahead and you can put your glue on now, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on this. All right, and I have another one sitting there, but I thought I'd go ahead and stop and talk to you guys about what I was doing. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some glue around the base here. So once I add my glue to my first little petal, I kind of hold it, okay, a little bit. All right, and then I see where the petals are going to lay, and that's where I'll place my next piece or my next dot of glue. Okay, and if you get too much glue on there, don't worry about it. Okay, you can definitely get your napkin and just, or your wipey, and just kind of wipe that away. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put your next dot of glue where you want it. Okay, turn your flower and just hold it there. Okay, just like that. And then see how I have that little piece in there? Just going to bring him out, and you're just going to curve that flower, that little petal on top of him. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and squeeze this in so it looks like a little bud. Okay, and we're just going to squeeze that in just like that. Okay, just like that. And now you have a little bud. So there we go. So just like that. Okay, and I'm just squeezing in some more, and I sometimes even roll it between my fingers. Okay, just to get it to really form into a little bud. Okay, squeeze the bottom part. Okay, so there is your little bud, right? Just like that. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and grab your flower, the little smallest one that we had, and we're going to stick that in there just like that. Okay, so and this is where I can also grab another tiny one and fit this inside of here. Okay, so see how that is kind of the biggest one. Okay, and then this one's the small one. So I want to have one of these. So I want to go ahead and I am going to just, again, grab my stylus and bring that in. Okay, I'm going to turn this over, flatten it out, and go along the top of the ridge of those petals. Okay, just like that. All right. I just want to go ahead and make those kind of fold out a little bit. Okay, just like that. And then go back in again and kind of just go around so it's coming in. Just like that. And now I can go ahead and put that in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on there. Open that up and put my little center inside. Okay, just like that. Okay, and I'm just holding it in there. All right. Now here is where you can definitely, you can glue some of these together. Okay, you can go ahead and put glue right in here. And so this is how I do mine. Okay, sometimes I will fold, like you'll see me fold these when it has like little edges that are sticking out like that. I'll fold them in with my nail or with my fingers just to kind of give them a little bit of a rounded edge so they can form to my little rose petal here. Okay, and then I'll put a little bit of glue, not a lot, a little bit of glue right there. Nope, I'm off camera. So I'll go ahead and put a little bit of glue and round those little petals off. I hope I didn't see if I was out of camera or not. So when you put your little bud inside of the other small flower, you want to round off those little petals, okay? Or at least I do. I don't know. Like I said, I think there's so many different variations of how to make flowers. And you will find once you start making your own flowers, you will find what works for you. So again, I'm going to take this one petal here and I'm going to turn it in on the edges. Okay. And I'm going to round that into these here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the edge of there. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that up and round that onto the back of those petals. See how it's round? Whoop. Bring that up and bring, and I'm going to go, okay, so I'm going to bring these petals up and round these onto the petal right here. Okay. And just kind of smooth that onto the back of those petals there. Okay. And then here, what I'm going to do is this one here, see how it's sticking out? I'm going to go ahead and bring this down and round those off just like that, like I did the other one. Just take that little piece and make them round. See how I'm making it round like that, rounding the edges. All right. So, and then again, I'm just taking a little bit of glue, putting it on there, bringing that up and rounding it onto my flowers, my other flower petals, just like that. Okay, so now you kind of have like this little guy, right, going on. And you can definitely go ahead and grab your petals and pull them back. Okay. And I apologize, I've got glue on my nails. So I apologize, you guys. My nails don't look that great today. Okay. I haven't had time to really polish them or fix them up yet. So, okay, so then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your next one. You're going to go ahead and put some glue in there. Pop this little guy right into the center. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and move this. All right, and you are just going to go ahead and lightly press down. Okay, lightly press down. And you are starting the beginning of your rose here. Okay, so same thing with this one. This next piece you had, you're going to go ahead and put that in the center. Okay, and I'm going to, mine kind of slid out from under me. Put that in the center. What? Keep sliding around there. There you go. So right in the center, you're going to put that guy right there. Okay. Scoot him over just a bit. He's kind of wobbly. Okay, there we go. So you're going to sit him right in the middle. Okay. Good, how cute. All right, so there we go. So there's that one. The next one, you're going to grab again this piece. All right. And I think I forgot a piece. Let's see, I think I forgot this one. I wanted that one, but that's all right. And you're going to go ahead and set this one right inside of that other one. Okay. And just like that. And we're forming our rose, you guys. Oh my gosh. And then here is where I'm going to go ahead again, and I'm just going to peel these back. Okay. And we're going to form that right into there. Okay. You can go ahead and do another one. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to round this one out. Okay, I'm just doing one more piece. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that over, and I'm going to do these petals here. Okay, grab this, bring that in. Alrighty. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue in here. I want to put this one right in, and I'm just laying these like opposite of the petals. So like you'll do one, like, you know, you have this petal here. You're going to place this petal, okay, right in here, right in between these two petals. Okay, That's how that's going to lay on there. All right, so you want to do it like in between every other one. You want to do it off center, okay? So that's how you want to do that. Alrighty. So here, what you're going to do with this big one is you're going to go ahead, place some glue in there, and you're going to place the whole thing inside of that. So again, I'm placing this off center. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that right there. Okay. And you could always, if you wanted to get more from here, you could definitely glue these down. So if you wanted to, let's say, put these right behind that rose there, you could definitely just glue these down into your back of your rose petals. Okay. Oh, I'm off camera. I keep getting off camera, I think, because there we go. So there we go. So I just glued those petals on there. Okay, and then I'm going to add one more large one to the back of it. So it kind of has more of a rounder look to it. And then I will be right back. I'm going to go ahead and cut out some more flowers and make some more roses. So I will be back in a bit. Hi everybody, I'm back. So now that I'm done with making all of my flowers, okay, I am going to go ahead and decorate the front of the cover. So I went ahead and cut out this little mason jar with the little envelope on it from one of the cut apart sheets, which is this one right here. Okay, or no, it might have been this one. I don't know. So it's this one right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I cut out the flowers from this area here. Okay, and let's see here, or let's see, it's a pretty big, oh, here it is, this one right here. I cut out that one, and I'm going to cut out some of these balloons, and so what I'm going to do now is just kind of decorate the front, and I'm going to go ahead and just lay some items on here. I thought this looked pretty cute, so I'm just going to lay some things on here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and decorate a little bit while we're on here together, and just kind of give you guys some ideas on how to place your items. Okay, and I'm just going to place this actually just like that. I'm just going to slide this over a little bit here so that way it doesn't catch on anything and fold over. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down. Alrighty, I'm going to put this rose on top of that rose there. Okay, so I thought this would look so cute, so pretty. So there we go. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep adding like little items here and there and just kind of build it down a little bit here. And let's see, I need to stick something there. Just like that. I don't want that to get, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. So there's that. And then I also cut this little guy out, and this is from one of the frames. This is it right here. Okay, this is the frame that I cut out, and then I just distressed the edges, and I'm going to go ahead and set that probably maybe right here. I don't know. Let's see here. could set it right there. And then I'm just going to put some flowers around it. I am going to add some frames to these. So I'll be cutting out some of the frames from the sheet, and I'll probably cut out this frame or this one, and maybe this blue one here. I'm not quite sure. So, but I am going to cut out some of these frames here and go ahead and put them on top of our book here. Okay. So, hi guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and so I went ahead and stuck that flower there. And now that we have I have all of my flowers done. I've got like tons and tons of flowers, you guys. I went ahead and made a ton. So now that I have all of my flowers done, I'm just going to go ahead and build up around the front of our book. And we have all of our pages inside of our album. Okay, and I am going to add some final touches, so I'll probably add like some of our lace that we've got left over, and I'm going to decorate like in through here. I'll probably add some more frames in through here and such. So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add the final touches on inside of our book, and then I will do the walkthrough. So basically, I will see you all during the walkthrough, okay, once I'm all done decorating our album. So thank you so much for joining me in building this album. I had so much fun, and I hope that you all enjoyed the tutorials and create this album, because it is so beautiful. Great for weddings, birthdays, just for keepsake pictures and photos, any type of memorabilia. So anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you guys soon. And I will see you guys over at the walkthrough. Okay, bye. That you all enjoyed the tutorials for this 9x10 album, and thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for upcoming and uploaded videos, and keep on smiling.